So today we're going to analyze a woolly wrap. This is one that I've just finished sewing, hasn't been analyzed yet. You start with a bowl of water and you just put in a squirt of your baby soap and kind of mix it around, and then you take your woolly wrap and we're just going to wash it. This is the washing process. So we just are going to rub and wash. Not anything. I usually do this in the bathtub because, as you see, water splashes and it's a good place to just contain the mess. So after you've got your woolly wrap all washed, you know, if you had, you know, poop on it, you had to get that cleaned off and stuff like that. But once you get that all done, then you start over with new water. So we'll start over with new water. Let me push that for a minute now. Okay, so we emptied out our water and got clean water. And then this is a cup. I usually take my cup, fill it up with water, put it in the microwave for 3 minutes to get really hot water. And then you get the spoon so it's hot too. And then I just take a little bit, it doesn't have to be very much at all, of the lanolin. This is my solid lanolin. And then you put that in the water. And then I add as much soap as I added lanolin, because this is going to emulsify it and help it so it will dissolve in the water. And then you just stir it around until your lanolin is dissolved. See, there's still a chunk of lanolin. We gotta just stir it till it's all dissolved. This is the part that takes the longest, is the dissolving the lanolin, honestly. So then when your lanolin is all dissolved, oh, it's not quite dissolved all the way, your solution is going to be this milky white color that's kind of looks like milk. There we go. And then once you have your milky white, you pour this into your clean bowl of, you want it to be lukewarm water. You want it to be warm, but you don't want it to be hot. I mean, you can do it hot, I guess, if you don't mess with the wool too much, but it doesn't need to be hot water. And then you just take your wool wrap that we've washed and you just massage the lanolin into the wool. If you're doing a soaker or longies, it's better to do inside out, because that's where the wool, that's where the lanolin needs to be, is on the inside. So once you've rubbed it in, you just let it sit for 4 to 6 hours. Okay, so we've come back to our wool cover that's been soaking for at least 4 to 6 hours. I usually will do it at night and leave them to soak overnight. That way I know they get a good soak on them. So you take your wool out and you need to squeeze the water out, but you need to do it without wringing the wool, because wringing the wool isn't good for it. It will stretch it out and change the shape of the cover. So then once you get the wool all wrung out, there's obviously still lots of water in here and it would still take it a long time to dry. So there's 2 methods to getting the water out. My favorite method is to take my wool covers and throw them in the washing machine and run them through the spin cycle only. That spins a lot of the excess water out and they dry a lot faster. The other way is to take a towel, lay it on the towel, roll the towel up, and then you put pressure on the towel, you know, step on it or, you know, something like that to pull the wetness out of the wool and into the towel. I tend to not like that method very much because I think that it takes some of the lanolin out of the wool. and leaves it on your towel. So obviously if you did that, you'd want to use the same towel over and over. But I like the putting it in the washing machine. That of course you wouldn't do that if you had a crocheted or knitted cover, you know, where it might change the shape of it. But with anything that's like, you know, a solid wool, it's easy to do that. And then just hang them up to dry. If you hang them up outside, they may take 12 hours to dry. If you hang them up outside, they'll dry in a couple hours in the sun. So then you have your wool cover ready to use. And you want to do this at least once a month with your covers. When they start to smell when they're dry, that's when you want to do this. So there you have it. It's fairly easy.